Trevor Giampa, University of Illinois.
Daniel Dravitt, University of Illinois.
Matt Lauer, University of Illinois.
Dalton Hastings, University of Illinois.
Hayden Everenden, Illinois State University.
Colin Thompson.
Evan Bester.
And Miles Miller IV.
Roll Birds. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the back nine of the Brave the Midwest Collegiate Qualifier presented by Castaplast. My name is Daniel Dravitt, and I'm joined here by
Dalton Hastings.
And we are ready to get into this back nine of disc golf. We saw on the front nine, ISU going 3 down and U of I going 2 down. So that's going to bring their lead of 2 strokes to 3. So, lots of ground to make up on the back nine if we're trying to make a push. So let's see how it plays out.
Indeed. And it is important to mention that the top 3 seats will get a D1 bid to nationals, and I believe there are 62 bids.
Yep. So we were definitely checking scores.
Oh, 100%, because we want to finish in the top 3 to get that D1 bid to compete for, the big tournament.
Yeah. I mean, winning would be great, but getting the bid, priority number 1. So
exactly.
Let's see how it plays out.
Yep.
Welcome back, and here we are on hole 10. Hole 10 is from the original Northwoods Gold layout, and it's going to be a very low ceiling shot, just about 400 feet, a little bit more, with an elevated basket right here. Really tough hole.
Oh, so hard. The gap is tiny.
Yeah, you want to go for that middle gap. We are confused to see this.
Yeah, forehand roller is a play, but usually you take the right gap. You'll see pros like Jeremy Calling and others do that as well, and the backhand roller is hard. You can see that branch right in front of your face.
I'm shocked to see neither of them go straight down the middle, and it's simply because they have great backhands.
Exactly. And it's not a knock. It's their level is more than enough to throw this shot that Trevor just threw.
Which is great. Like, that's great. It's short, but it is great. It is out of that gap.
That's a par.
You can bogey this, bro. Like, if you don't get out of here. So I've got the halo turn. I'm trying to get a little bit more.
You got it.
Whatever.
You can hear me say stay up in the back because it just started falling for some. I mean, that's a great shot on this
It is. It's short, but it's good, right? Like, you take that every time.
Exactly. And this is a approach shot for par.
Yeah.
Which is tough. And that's a little short by Hayden. That was a really overstable disc.
If it's for par, you want that under the basket.
You do. You don't want any pressure.
This is a weird spot to be in.
Yeah, he hit really
That's
early.
really tough.
It looked good out of his hand, to be fair. Another play off the tee that I personally take is that forehand flex up the middle. I feel like it makes it easier to hit the gap when you see it.
No, dude, I love you throwing that shot on that thing. That is so good.
Almost ringing it up.
I know.
With a little bit of like a floaty Anheuser forehand's great. But they also checked that one to make sure it wasn't too far for the comebacker.
Let's talk about what's going through our heads right now. So this is unlikely that he makes this, right?
Yeah.
So we're kind of thinking 2-stroke swing here.
We are.
If we can this.
I mean, it's a far putt. It's C2, elevated basket. Matt gives it a great bid.
Exactly. And that confirms us getting a stroke on them. So it's, we're feeling good.
Might have been the worst putt. Feeling putt of the day for me.
You want it back for sure. Just
my
given the
last
situation.
Yeah, it was brutal. It was in that weird range where it's like, is it a jump, a step, or do you keep your balance?
I don't know what I
hear you tapping.
I give that that basket a full run there.
Exactly.
Hole 11.
This hole is tough. I mean, you can see it through the follow through or the follow flight. It's a forehand, in my opinion. Turnover backhand works. Forehands just like to fade too early. So it's like that pure flip up straight forehand. Matt's going really overstable Nuke OS here. This is a safe shot.
Yeah, he's thinking par. So we should say that we did mess this hole up horrendously in a practice round.
We did.
So we were terrified.
Exactly. I'm going Emperor here as a flip up forehand.
I loved it.
I was so happy with this, and I got a big flare skip because I threw distance driver, and I was just happy because that's a par.
That's a par,
look at a birdie.
It's a par with a look at a bird.
Yeah. This hole plays so well for ISU's game,
Dude,
having a lefty and Colin.
I know this hole. Like if I had to tell someone the forehand that they needed to get a birdie on this, it's the Colin Thompson forehand.
Exactly.
Right there.
I mean, look
flip
at that.
up straight.
Like gorgeous. He even got a straight skip,
Holy
and it just
cow.
stayed. That's a birdie. Like
that's a birdie.
This hole is probably one of the hardest par 3s on the property.
Dude, I really think so. Especially, I mean, from the long tee, it's tough.
And all those tiny little trees by the right side. I mean, I think I birdied this once in my life playing singles, and I was ecstatic.
And it took like the best forehand you threw all day, probably.
Exactly. Yeah. I think Sexton Firebird forehand might be the best disc for this hole just because it doesn't fade like a normal Firebird and it flips up.
Yeah. And ISU was the only birdie of the day on that one. So
that
moving
should
on.
tell you how hard it is.
I know. Hole 12, the beast. I mean, come on. We got to talk about it. We've got a while to. Hardest hole ever, I guess, is the consensus.
Yeah.
You know, off the bat, you got to do turnover, cross the thing, get up here, tunnel shot again. It's
a
hard
par six.
It's par 6. It's hard to break down because there's so much to it and so much can go wrong. Evan on the tee here. I thought that was right.
I thought it was too, but he threw overstable enough, and he had something at the end. It should be fine. That had like Undertaker flight.
Good enough to cross.
Yeah.
Good enough to cross on your second one.
Back to the Leopard 3, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'm so sorry, Miles, but you throw this thing all the time, and it's almost always great.
I think he does throw that leopard. Trevor?
I think he's going Wraith. It's super old, and it looks so
I love
good.
this dude.
See, from where we were, we thought this was the best tee shot ever thrown on this hole.
Yeah.
He is right behind the tee sign of the
Just
shorts.
right behind the tee sign. I'm
Back to
going.
the turn?
Yeah, halo turn here.
I thought this was better.
I loved this as well. I hit something.
I didn't realize.
I didn't realize I hit something.
You juiced that. That was
I
great.
did.
Hayden laying up. It's the smart play here because going across, it gives you an advantage.
I guess I thought they were closer to crossing. This is tough. Colin goes for it though.
Colin throws a great shot.
Does he get it?
Evan saying yes in the background is just he had a little too much cut angle, but,
But he got
stayed
it.
up. Actually, if you look at their lie, they are on the steps that help you up.
Yeah.
So Matt's going forehand flex to the landing zone.
Yeah.
It was a standstill. So I think
know.
people need to understand that because when you see my shot next, you're going to understand why this was so hard. This is like a 500-foot forehand standstill.
Yeah, no one's gonna be like, oh, Dalton doesn't have forehand power from the. No, clearly, dude. Like you got up a hill, bro.
So far.
I know.
Standstill, your arm. Like look where they're standing. They're on the wood.
I
of
know.
The steps. Like if they don't
Dude, that was
land on that,
crazy.
you might roll down. That was a great shot.
If
by
you
Evan
roll
there.
down, you're talking another stroke.
Oh,
because
100%.
you can't get up there.
It is hard. You'll get a roll down to that little ravine. I've found 2 discs in that ravine from being in there previously. So
People go down there and never come back with their discs.
exactly. A little bit right from Miles there. It'll make that approach really hard. Dan, you played so well today.
There's
That
some
was the worst
stinkers,
shots.
bro. There's some stinkers out there. Thank God you have Trevor as your partner, right?
Trevor throwing an origin here, just like a layup shot.
Yeah, I was trying to go for it a bit more with my Undertaker, but we know Trevor can just do that, so we banked on that. Cool shot for a lefty here.
Oh, yeah.
Does not scooch up, though.
It was a great line. Great, like, flip and angle and everything, just low.
Yeah. So we're definitely in a position that we're thinking we can par this.
Oh, for sure. And I
Yeah.
think that was the correct shot by Colin to go there. I was a little surprised not backhand just because it favors the flip up. Matt's going forehand pilot here, and he throws this thing so well.
It's so good.
He got a little more scoot than Hayden did. I'm going back to the MD1.
It's enough scoot, though,
It's
for us to
You guys
feel
are making
comfortable.
that.
Yeah.
MD1, slight flip up.
Beautiful.
Just put it a little closer,
Beautiful.
so now we don't have to worry too much about the putt.
Yeah. That goes from a tester to a good rep, honestly, a putting
yes.
rep. Evan. And I got to say, anytime I see Evan put a
Little
putt
scary.
into the air, it's a little scary. You think he might cash just all of them.
He started the day off with that banger, and it just, you remember it.
You do. It burns in your memory.
Little wobble there from Miles.
Yeah.
Super clean. Not a bad line, though.
No, not
Here
at
you
all.
are.
Yeah, I'm trying to give this putt full force. Really, just float it in, get a good rep. Thanks for the knucks, man.
That's a great putt.
I appreciate that.
Hey, those are really nerve-wracking, because
Yeah.
then if you put it on Trevor to make that putt, it's
Oh, yeah.
There's the heart's racing.
It's beaten.
Hole 13. This hole is underratedly hard.
Yes.
Especially, I'm partnered with Matt, who Matt is a great player, but does not have the backhand power that I think it requires
not for
him in
this
this
hole.
hole. So it is worrisome.
Yeah. You're nervous on this tee shot.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
I threw a beat-in PD, and I thought I pured this, but it flipped up just slightly too much.
right?
You can hear me say really, like, surprised,
but you need it to flip up, and that's a great shot.
That's a par.
That's a par, possible birdie if you have a good second shot. This is what Matt has. It's just
forehand
like
roller. It's just tough.
It's tough.
There's
man.
also that stump in the way.
Yeah.
And I went first on this hole to see where we'd be at, so Matt could know whether to play it safe or not.
Yeah.
Awful lefty hole. Like
tough Hayden hole, man. Like Jesus, what else was he gonna do? Like
I don't know. It's like this forehand. You have to have like a Chris Clemens forehand for this one.
pressure on Colin here, and I was like, it's too far left, and then he just knows his
flipped
discs
up.
perfectly,
Flipped up.
and we're almost making minis there.
I know. I did give him crap for out driving him by 3 feet.
Yo,
I will
as you
admit.
should, man.
Evan
Forehand layup. No. Oh no, it was.
It was OB.
Oh, it was.
He definitely went. I think he's all discraft because he's on underground. I think it was a
Yeah.
Raptor or some sort of overstable disc. He was trying to skip. Miles laying up
layup.
smartly.
Yeah.
You know, that's probably like something like a zone or an overstable putt and approach.
Easy par for
It's
him.
too scary.
I'm trying to get over with a forehand. Forehand's not my specialty.
This was such a great shot. You know, the only thing now looking back is like you could have gone a little more understable.
Flipped it up a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but like
definitely.
that's a pro level forehand play. You know,
Come
you
on,
I know.
man.
You got it. You got it.
it. Someday. Whatever.
Aiden here looks like a zone. Great shot. I
Yeah.
mean, almost ran it.
I love this upshot.
Yeah.
It is so, with the pond, little hill, it's so pretty, man. Like,
Calling
I
it the
love this
zone
hole.
is just Oh, wow, that's a run.
Yeah, low key.
So here I am. I'm jump putting it.
Are you trying to put it in a little?
Oh, a little bit.
A
I
little
mean,
bit.
to be fair though, I was so stoked that my jump putt even got that far.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
like a 100-foot jump putt.
No, I mean, you should be happy. I mean, a par is, like, you secured the par for us there, man.
Matt going forehand Berg.
So good with the bird.
No way. No way.
Oh, my God. No way. All right, we knew that. We knew that happened. But
I mean, you can see the celebration. Everyone's
exactly.
going
We were
nuts.
stoked, man. And that
line
huge momentum. Huge momentum shift because
we
just
needed that.
we just got a stroke on them from 12, and now we get a surprise stroke here.
You know what's so funny is
What?
that was more pure than any putt on the day. That was on the pole, little high, just
Dude,
perfect.
halfway through, Caleb was like, "Go in,"
Yeah,
and then it did.
it did.
Hole 14. Yeah, brutal par 5. You got to get out of the gate here. Getting that landing zone is like crazy hard, so I just try and get mostly there, and then you lay it up. Then you have this incredible tunnel with trees everywhere. Options for some crazy dumb stuff
Yes.
over the top.
Oh yes.
Let's see Trevor on the tee here.
Back to the Wraith.
Back to the Wraith.
Just yanked.
Kind of
and
yanked it, man.
It got a little.
And I'm quaking in my boots here.
I would be too.
You
This
see
is a
me
hard
quaking?
hole. This stretch of 4 holes, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Absolutely.
Probably the hardest stretch on any course anywhere,
Yeah.
in my opinion. I mean, I'm sure there are others. You threw a great shot. They're just
It had to
trees
be
in the
safe.
way.
It had to be safe. It had to. I was like, I'm not getting to the landing zone.
Was that the turn?
No, that was an Undertaker
Okay.
again.
That's the more controllable play. I would
Exactly.
say.
Evan
threw
gets
a great
out.
shot.
Yeah, that's
You know,
perfect.
surprisingly, there's a lot more room to the left than you'd think.
I definitely agree. The miss is definitely to the left.
Miles back to it looks like the leopard.
Yeah, and it's just tough to.
It is.
Yeah.
So when you play Northwoods Black, there's not a lot of wind to speak of.
No.
But you can see here, like straight ahead, there's an open field. It's a cornfield.
We didn't
There's
have
a
the wind
little
right now.
headwind. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's why Miles just overflipped, but it could be why. I hit the one tree that I was trying to miss.
Put us
Fortunate.
that layup. You need it to be so specific.
You do.
Luckily enough, Matt's was good enough for us to get like some sort of swing out of it.
Yeah.
That first one looked pretty good. And this is the dumb stuff we're talking
Yes.
about.
So you can go backhand hyzer over the top drive position, but Colin being so forehand proficient and wanting to get way down there is going to go forehand turnover. I think it's a destroyer. He threw this on hole 11 and parked it.
And they're praying. They're currently praying.
I mean,
Prayers answered.
that was great.
That's great.
It was like he just crashed it, overturned it in the top of the trees in his dead center fairway. That
Yeah.
is some like 1,000 rated golf. Trevor going.
This lie was so tough for us. That tree right in the middle.
We had some tough lies today,
This
especially
was-
you
dude,
guys.
Me and Trevor had a really tough lie. This shot,
I mean, you hear me going nuts.
my shot of the day, personally.
Is that the turn?
That's the turn.
Yeah, the turn when in doubt. You know.
Yeah. And it put us in a position for a par where we were possibly looking at a bogey there.
Yeah, this is probably one of the better birdie looks you're going to get on this hole, considering how hard it is.
yeah. I mean, for them to be approaching for birdie at all, nuts, ludicrous, crazy.
The drive just has to be so good, or the second shot has to be a hero shot like Colin
Yeah.
just did.
The drive has to be up into the landing zone, or you got to do something silly.
I think back to the leopard, and he got a great kick and then a bad kick.
Yeah.
So it evens out. Matt, Berg, after a throw-in, you can hear me yell, get in, and he
It's
just does
parked.
that.
So you're trying to run it here.
Yeah, and...
Let's see this run.
Okay. You can hear Dad yell, get in the background.
What can you say? A little,
Well, I asked if I-
razzing
yeah.
going in.
It's teammate love.
It is teammate love.
I will comment. Oh, that was a nice backboard. Big
was.
shot. I will comment that the vibes between our team and ISU were immaculate.
Oh, fantastic.
It was probably the most positive round of disc golf I think I've ever played.
I was going to say, it feels like we haven't really...
Yeah, that
yeah, that's funny.
We're not gonna stroke you.
there's Dan. That was awesome.
Yeah, it's clearly not a throw, and it was, whatever, man.
I mean,
and
we
then
brought it into
flexed
one
on him,
stroke.
man. Yeah, one stroke with these holes left.
Did we parred that or we birdied?
We parred.
Par?
You don't birdie that
I
hole.
think that might have been marked wrong on the scorecard, but that's a par feels like a birdie.
It does. It does.
Like it's immaculate.
It really does.
This hole's awesome. This was on gold as well. No?
It is. Yes, it was on gold. OB all on that left side, which is why you have Matt going with the forehand.
Forehand's a great play here.
Again, Matt safe shot. Dalton Hastings.
I'm throwing a T-bird 3, slightly beat up. Did not turn it.
Just to the left,
Yeah.
too. Like,
Honestly,
yeah,
if I
you
threw
didn't
it
turn
right, it probably would have been fine. You're losing disc down there.
Yeah. That's OB, but, you
Great
know,
lefty
as
hole.
according to
Great
plan.
lefty hole.
It is a great lefty hole. Just
a little early
yeah,
release.
just a little early.
Yeah.
But, you know, don't have to worry
Colin
about
to
it.
back you
I
up.
was going to say, dude, having Colin as a doubles partner would be crazy.
I think that's Sexton Firebird.
It's good. It's safe.
It's a little right. It's tough.
a little right. It's tough to birdie that.
I mean, you don't want to go OB after your partner like early released it. Trevor going Valk?
Yeah. And that is going to be good. Yeah. Awkward footing on this throw is what I'll say.
That
I'm going
tree
with an Undertaker.
I mean, back to bread and butter. Oh, stay up.
Yeah.
Just a little overturned?
Yeah, cooked it a bit.
Interesting.
Stayed in bounds. Stayed in bounds. Good. But to your point earlier, the vibes, incredible, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm surprised I hadn't even touched on it yet. But I think we know these players better than anyone else in the tournament. Like just not many people we interact with on the college disc golf scene, except for these guys around here.
We see
you know,
them in
a few other
tournaments
teams.
whenever we play anything around. That's a
Oh
great
yeah, just
forehand
local
roller by
tournaments too.
miles. Yeah,
that is pretty good.
You know, you'll be on a card with someone. I know Evan just made the jump from MA1 to MPO, so I'm seeing him a lot more.
I was
going
to say shout out Evan.
I mean, he should be like.
Oh yeah,
he's
I mean
MPO
he's
talent.
he's fantastic.
Everyone here can play MPO and hold their own.
Oh, absolutely.
Colin loves this zone. I think it's such a cool looking zone.
Yeah, he puts it right up there.
Yep, perfect. That's a par.
So this is from Trevor's lie, I believe.
Yeah,
He got up there. I thought we were a little bit further.
yeah. I mean,
Cash.
I was excited mostly because I haven't touched a putter in
Yeah,
an
dude,
hour.
that was your first putt of the
My
day.
last
pretty
putt
much.
was hole 10, and wow, it was bad. That was on the pole. I was very happy with that. Just
That was
because
so good. And
And
look
it
at that.
tied it up.
It tied it up, bro.
I was so stoked.
Yeah, tied it up. Hole 16, downhill par 3. This is the second downhill par 3.
This is one of the easiest holes on the course.
It is one of the easiest holes on the course playing. Let's see, I pulled the stats up.
Trevor
Playing
goes Valk.
2.95.
Just slightly overturned, got
Yeah.
a flare, bad kick.
Yeah, it's tough. And I'm going to go with the Buzz SS here. I love this hole.
I mean, you love that disc.
I
How many
do.
do you bag? 3?
I bagged 3, and I'm
Yeah.
so mad that I shanked it again. And then I was like,
Got
well,
a nice little kick.
that's fine.
That's a putt. The fact that we have a putt is fantastic.
Generous reactions from the woods from there.
Evan looking to go some sort of mid, probably a Buzz if I had to
It's
guess.
just too far right.
Overturned. It's
Yeah.
just, this is such a hard hole. If anything, you want to start something left and have it move left to right.
I completely agree. Starting at left, moving left to right is the move. And
That looks great. Oh,
Yeah.
just too high.
oh,
Let's
dude,
see
he
if I bounce
got
back.
smacked down.
Look where their lie is awesome. It's on like another peninsula. I thought Hayden cashed that.
I thought he cashed that too, dude. It's like if you like decided to do a jump putt on that, you'd like jump in the creek. And
Oh,
it'd be
100%.
Really funny.
You can see they have to like keep their balance. I mean, their putts were like 6 inches off the whole time.
Yeah.
I just did not put enough. You couldn't see the basket from our lie.
No, you couldn't.
So the logs were in the way, and it was just a really tough bid
Matt puts. I feel like that's like one of the first Matt putts we've seen.
in a long time. There's Dan doing a turbo
at
with the
me.
Buzz SS. All cool.
It's kind of all on those tap outs today.
Hole 17. I love this hole.
Screw you for that, man.
I
Like,
love
why-
this hole
why,
because
though?
I'm
Like,
bad at this hole because I can't throw turnovers, so I have to throw a dumb flex forehand. There's a turnover line and a flex forehand line. You'll see both. Matt's going pilot. I think mid is a little ambitious here.
Mid is ambitious,
But
here.
he stayed in balance, which was huge. But we didn't know that. So we thought he was
No.
OB. So
Yeah.
this might have been my most nerve-wracking shot of the day. I'm going Firebird.
We were tied with them, and we were like, let's try and birdie it.
Yeah,
At this point,
for
we were
sure.
checking scores. We felt good about the bid.
Yes.
Right? We felt good about the bid at this point.
I hit something there, kind of kicked us back. Shout out Cooper Thompson. He signed my Firebird. That's all the good luck. That's why it's a good disc.
Hey,
Hayden,
just
poor kick.
yeah.
I think Colin is going that same flex shot with a Sexton Firebird, which
Yeah.
is probably the better disc for this. I lost my Sexton Firebird, and I used to throw it on this hole.
And
Going
it's-
deep.
It's good. It's long. They know the fence is
Surprising.
there. They know they're in.
And here's Trevor.
Trevor with another clutch putt.
And cashes it.
He
I mean, you
does.
hear us going nuts.
We
Dan,
needed it.
the fist
Like,
bump.
we didn't want to need them to miss this.
No, we did not. We didn't. We knew they were in better position than us. Honestly, throwing into that fence is great.
And quite honestly, we knew
Great
they were
putt.
making that. Like,
We did.
We were both playing well. We knew they were making that.
was
Hole
pressure.
18. Here we are, tied. Final hole.
Exactly.
Hole 18. Big hyzer to the left.
This
You
is a
gotta get
difficult
stuck
hole.
so hard. So hard to birdie.
I think this might be one of the holes that you step up thinking you have a break on and you just don't.
Yeah.
What are you throwing here?
I decided to go first with a nuke. I really thought I kind of got
Give
it,
me
man.
a push in the back. I knew it was a little short. I didn't think,
Dude,
yeah,
I didn't think I'd get that skip that like was that bad.
Yeah, Trevor going Destroyer, and it looks great. And then you hit the one tree.
I
and
know.
you can see his face. It's just unfortunate.
At this point, I still thought that mine was going to be far back, but in position.
That's early. Wow, sneaky,
Yeah.
sneaky,
Early?
sneaky.
But good.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
not birdieing, but it's a pretty easier par.
It's good compared to what it could have been.
Oh,
Miles gotten some bad kicks today.
yeah.
I think I'm
that
noticing
was
that.
inside, but I think that it could have been
Yeah.
more generous.
So we go with Trevor's because mine had nothing.
which was really unfortunate.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Matt's just you're kind of just throwing at those trees and
Yeah.
hoping it.
And that's a good enough lie.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm throwing that same fiber I throw in 17. I just didn't give it height, and then
this looks good.
it does, and then it hits that, it just rolls
Yeah.
back, and then like it tries to stop, and then it just doesn't. So,
Yeah, if you didn't hit that and you skipped up, it'd be a much easier approach. They could birdie
they
from
could.
here.
I mean, both their tee shots looked worse than ours, and I
Yeah.
mean, both of them were better. So
Yeah.
it's just.
I was definitely worried they might birdie it, but after I saw this,
Once you crest the hill, it's still like another
it's so far.
150.
If they were gonna birdie it, they needed like a better lie, a full swing.
Even a perfect drive, you're still throwing a fairway driver
Yeah.
approach. And Trevor,
Puts it there.
I mean, that was a
Yeah.
fantastic.
I honestly thought it was a little closer, so I'm like, let me put a little more juice and try and run it.
I think when we got up there, we realized it wasn't that close.
No.
We kind of got scared. You put a great move on this.
What can I say, man? I tried to give it a little run.
What was that, Buzz?
Buzz SS, man. You know it.
It's a dumb question at this point.
Evan, crucial approach here. I mean,
yeah, looks
they
like some sort of putter, a little overturned. Oh, stable, perfect. Oh my goodness.
and that secures a playoff pretty much.
yeah, you
Like,
don't want to be putting when there's any pressure on the mark, especially
No,
on this.
definitely not.
Miles probably trying to put it in, do something special.
Dude, I like kind of had the angle of it, like
did,
to
yeah.
tree bank it. So
Haven't-
this to give us a playoff.
Yeah, I was definitely nervous. Not my best putt of the day, but it was in.
Hey, no pictures on the scorecard.
Exactly. You can see my face. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. So at that point, we knew what was about to go down.
Playoff?
Playoff 11-11. We were
Oh, I
able
didn't
to.
realize they had two bogeys.
I know.
on the
Isn't that
back.
crazy? We had a great back nine, 3 down. They
did.
ended up parring the back nine, and that's tying us at 11.
There's the TD. There's us discussing what we're gonna play.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they were doing course maintenance on course hole 3. That log. Mm-hmm. And so
We won the coin
We won-
toss.
we did win.
Did you hear that? I switched it last minute
That
too.
was
I was
very
like,
nice.
but tails never
Tails never fails,
fails,
exactly.
and it didn't.
So the order we're gonna play the holes is 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, and then as long as it goes, because the 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5 loop is closed.
Correct. Yeah.
Hayden correcting from his previous mistake and trying to pull it more left, but yanks it a little too much.
Yeah,
And here's
decent par position.
Colin going to the destroyer, flip up, great shot.
Here's it.
It's great.
This
I
is
mean,
as good as it gets.
I think that's as good as the forehand gets. 'Cause
I
you're
know.
Not parking. Oh, nice
Look at
little
that
roll. Wow.
Holy crap.
I didn't know he got that roll. I thought
No,
it was
I
just
didn't
landed
either.
There.
That's why I was like, that looks close. So
That's outside C1.
It is. It is. So we were kind of thinking, uh-oh.
Yeah. Match just safe.
He had to give us the chance to go safe, and then
Oh, we got the roll too. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's not really for putting. And then I'm going back to that Star Leopard 3.
you're kind of thinking you have to put this there.
I do, and I thought I got it, and it just didn't turn enough.
dude, that was. It wasn't fun.
No, and I, honestly, walking down this, I thought we lost because I just knew how close Colin
Yeah.
was, and it was nerve-wracking. And then,
Yeah.
little discount double doink.
Little discount double doink.
Trevor?
Trevor tried to run this just because, like,
I mean, that's a good.
we
tree,
thought
like,
they
whatever.
were. You got to count on them making this.
It's 35, 40?
Yeah.
35?
Making this putt would win. Evan, who started it all with that good putt on hole 1, has the chance to end it here.
Yeah. You can see everyone watching. Someone's filming. Oh, just
It's high.
You know, on blue, those hole signs on top of the baskets are not covered by that black thing, so they will chew up your putters.
Oh, will they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm speaking from experience. So. Shout out to everyone watching. There's our club, our sponsor, and
Oh,
everyone.
yeah. My dad.
Your dad?
Yeah.
Wow.
Miles to close it out here. Let's see if he can do it. It's up.
Oh.
It's just a little low. And
That's a sad miss just because you don't want to leave those low. And
Yeah.
you saw Evan. I think he was trying to correct from Evan. Matt with a great putt.
you can't sweep that putt under the rug, okay? That is a nervy putt that
If he
just
misses that, I am shaking in my boots.
quite literally trembling.
Yes.
Playoff hole 2.
That's a hole too. I mean, this is a tough hole. We're throwing the same.
Me and Trevor had good shots on it the first time we ran it, so we were feeling good about going to hole 2.
Trevor definitely improved on that shot from first round.
Yeah, that was pushed up there. It gives you guys a straight shot.
Back to the Undertaker.
Yeah,
If
very
he
similar.
flipped
Just
slightly more, it would have been like more perfect.
Yeah.
Instead, it's just great.
It's fine. Yeah, it's good enough. We end up going with Trevor's on that. Evan, see what he can do here. Looks good as well. Kind of contending with that right side though.
Yeah, I think
Not the best angle.
he didn't look like he kind of looked like he fluffed it a little bit. Like
He fluffed it a little.
I mean, if he threw it harder, it probably would turn more. But
Miles, Butter,
Leopard 3, great.
Miles,
Just
Miller, the
low.
4th, and a little short.
You do want to leave it higher. There is,
Yeah. So advantage U of I at this point.
yes, especially you
After
can't
seeing
tell
that,
from the
big
camera.
advantage.
But the angle that they're throwing is, I mean,
So
you can
hard.
see Colin, who's very forehand proficient, is going straddle.
He has to
patent
try
pending.
and get it there.
Exactly, because we're in good position for birdie.
We are. We are in a good position for birdie. It is a straight shot. We have Matt go first with the forehand.
I don't remember what he threw, but it was very flippy, and it looked great. And then it hits that tree.
I know. And it's there without that tree.
It is there without
It's
that tree.
there without that tree.
I'm going back to the C-Line MD1, feeling the nerves.
Oh, yeah.
Thought I threw this as good as I could.
Thought you pured that as pure things get.
And it hit that.
I know.
It's unfortunate. I threw it definitely way better than the round 1, but we'll see.
Sometimes
I've been trying to
it
make
happens.
magic. Just
Yeah.
so far.
No, they're far. I mean, I didn't think they were.
Jump at that. Yeah,
putting
you
this
get
in.
Miles trying to run it with a forehand.
Yeah. At this point, I was like, me and Trevor have a long look to close it out, and if not, we push it to the next hole.
Yeah,
This
could
looked
go
good, dude.
it did. It really did.
I know. That looked good. Trevor.
Wow, this looks way farther on camera.
Yeah.
It's just not enough turn.
Yeah, and didn't give it too much of a chance, but didn't go too far.
For the win here.
I'm trying to close it out. I give it an Annie, and it just has one of those, man.
You know, as it goes downhill, it wants to
Yeah.
fade more. And
And then another Matt Lauer. Got to clean that up.
Yeah.
And he does it.
yeah, he does.
He avoided putting you in a position you did not want to be in.
You don't want me putting that.
No, well, in a lose it all type of situation, no one wants to be in that
No,
position.
no one. So hole 6 is a tough hole.
Yeah.
I mean, and also I will say
Partners are flipped.
partners are flipped in the sense that Trevor and Dan threw this hole last time, and now Matt and I are throwing this.
Yeah. And Hayden just threw a dime.
So-
After, to be honest, pulling a few tee shots previously, he steps up, throws a dime when it matters.
This is why we said earlier that the whole shapes a flip up forehand very well with a soft landing, because he just pured that. And I thought Matt
I thought this
pured
was good,
too.
dude. I
And then-
gotta see this ground play. Yeah.
It's a distance driver skip, and I would have
It
gone
is.
backhand if it was good, and then instead I'm going forehand. Just slightly overturned,
but centered.
centered. But we don't take.
But we don't take that. So this
no,
is
we take this.
we take this. I mean, we talked about it after the round. I'm not afraid to say it. We should have taken the other one. I just knew off Hayden's tee shot we had to birdie, and I just didn't think we had the distance to get us
That's
to a birdie
tough
position.
spot. This
I know,
corner
and
is almost uncuttable.
this is like the third awkward lie that me and Trevor had to deal with.
Oh, the body language.
I know, and we threw into the woods there. It was bad. We fumbled it there,
Yeah.
and then Evan here with really picture perfect.
Still not a guarantee, though.
Absolutely not a guarantee.
You hear him say, you do have to cut the corner, and then you don't have to get lucky, but you got to cut inside some trees.
You got to
and
miss
go
like
outside.
two
Yeah.
of them.
That's a great
Perfect.
shot. And a little nice roll down.
The second
it's
he
so
threw
easy to
that
go
one,
long.
I was like, that's good. They're looking at a birdie.
I mean, his reaction says it all.
Yeah.
Miles going for something more. I mean, you can't do much better than what
Yeah, he
Evan just did.
Turned it.
Well, he got a long
Actually,
ways.
wouldn't be the worst.
So this might be the
Yeah,
worst
tell me
lie
about
on the
this.
property. You can see us just doing dumb things. Or looking at dumb shots.
We are trying to get to the pin at this point because we know they can birdie this.
So
And
Matt has like a forehand roller that
that's
somehow
crazy.
gets out.
That is nuts that happened. That put us back in it slightly.
Yes. So this is probably one of the hardest shots I've ever attempted. I'm trying to throw a tomahawk through like a 45-foot high window. I probably threw like a 90-mile-an-hour fastball right there, just trying to cut through anything and
Yeah.
everything.
Hayden for the upshot.
Oh, it's heat.
And it's a little long.
Yeah, wow.
And we were like, okay, back in it
That's
a
a
little.
tough putt.
It's a tough putt.
But I mean, honestly, when I saw Colin step up to this, I thought,
I know.
you know,
He pulls it.
Wow.
And dude, Colin, he took a moment. He was like, damn.
Yeah.
He thought that was tough. I'm kind of trying to put it in.
You have to.
Like,
at this point, like.
And it's, it stayed good enough for us to close that out
It
for
is.
a par.
And Trevor, the throw-in guy, just, trying to do the same thing.
Trevor
so
gives it
good.
the height, bro. That was close.
It was very
closer than we give him credit
yeah,
for.
definitely closer than we thought. Here's
Putting for the win.
For the win.
See if he
Awkward
can do
stand
it.
straddle, probably just outside the circle.
Tough putt.
Focused.
It's up. And it's in.
Great putt.
And they win it. And
They do. Deservingly so on that putt.
I mean, nothing but props to these guys.
Birding hole 6. How many birdies were on hole 6? If you don't
Let's
mind me
see.
asking.
There were 4 birdies on hole 6,
Really?
5 including this one. But, I mean, nothing but love to the ISU guys.
Yeah.
They earned it. It was a battle, well fought, and I'm happy for them. Yeah, I mean, right after that, you go up, you give them their high fives, you give them their hugs. And
Yeah, it was a fun time. I mean,
oh, yeah.
I think all of us ended up playing an extra round after.
We
just
did.
For fun, just
We
to,
did.
Hang out.
And, I mean, this battle, I mean, it was one for the ages. I mean, we were down 3 strokes going into that front 9, came back, then they take us down in the playoffs, and just a great time. I mean, I got to say, I think it was one of the most fun rounds of disc golf I've ever played. What about you?
I would have to agree. This is my first college event.
Yeah.
And, I am just want to play more.
I know. And a few thank yous real quick
Yes.
before we get out of here. I want to say one thank you to Nick, our advisor, sitting
Huge
right next
shout
to us,
out.
coming out for all the commentary, doing a bunch of this editing, and having an adult advisor for the club has just changed the game for us.
Yes.
Second off, I want to thank Charlie Chemers, who did not work on this personally, but has been doing so much work for the club the past few years, really keeping us together. And then I also want to thank, this one's a throwback. I want to thank Jonathan Klein for really helping start the club, get to be where it is now from a couple years ago. And I want to thank my dad. Just for
being
coming out
there?
and caddy. Yeah, anyone you feel like we should thank.
Did you have a
Dalton?
good time?
Yeah, he had a great time. My dad had a great time. He loved
Yeah.
watching.
I'll have to say thank you to the Illinois Disc Golf Club.
I know, right?
As a transfer student, first-time college disc golf player, I've never had more fun in my life.
Yeah.
And shout out to all my league fellows back home.
Yeah. I think that's most of the thank you. Let's just say thank you to everyone else ever.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. But other than that, we're going to try and get some more commentary out there. Not commentary. We're going to try and get more coverage out for you guys on this channel soon. But until then, Daniel Dravitt and Dalton Hastings signing off.